I traveled to Japan for 8 days to just chill out and vibe. Day 6. Today was my first day on the Shonan, with Fujisawa as my base. I snagged a day pass for the famous Enoden line, the celebrity electric rail that runs along the coastline, and made my way to Kamakura for a fancy breakfast at the cute food stand Magali. This place was quaint and popular since it was nearly out of seats when I got here, and I ordered their cheesy scrambled eggs on toast. It was everything I wanted to start my morning, but after a coffee and that breakfast, I realized I wanted another coffee, and also a restroom. And why ruin the restroom of a local spot when you can ruin the restroom of the Starbucks, right? Admittedly, I just wanted to stop at this one since it's a roastery, and it's honestly the nicest Starbucks I've ever been in, with a tranquil garden and everything. I made my way to the Sasuke Inari Shinto Shrine, a walk I was unwilling to do last year in the summer, but was just perfect on this fine spring morning. I was one of 2 whole people walking up and around here, so I paid my respects to the shrine and enjoyed a slow mile-ish walk down to one of the Shonan's most famous tourist attractions, the Kotoku-in. I hadn't really prioritized seeing the region's famed giant Buddha statue until today, and honestly, this is absolutely worth a visit. The statue is massive, well-preserved, and maintained after literal centuries, and you can even explore inside the Buddha if you'd like to for a fee. I also timed the visit perfectly since 20 minutes after I arrived, a bunch of tour buses started dumping people through the ticket gate, so I quietly escaped to Hase Temple, which was another huge W for the morning. The winner of this temple stop, and honestly the day, was this serene view of the Shonan coastline. It's just incredible. With some solid steps in, I felt like I earned some dango while I basked in the seaside town views, and after a quick stop by the koi pond and the rest of the temple sites, I ventured back to Kamakura for a lake massage after this week. I also grabbed something more substantial in the form of a tasty, fluffy omelet served on a bao bun from a local vendor, which hit the spot as I ventured through more of Kamakura's now bustling shopping streets. I eventually made my way to a local coffee stand for a cortado, energized, and then waited through the foot traffic to hop on the Enoden once again for Inamura Gosaki, one of the Shonan Beach's more quaint stops along this train's route. My main destination for this stop wasn't food, but instead one of my favorite activities to partake in when I'm in Japan, an onsen. Inamura Gasaki Onsen Spa is a little pricey at just under 2,500 yen for the entry and the towel rentals, but you also get to partake in a public bath that looks out to the beach as the winds from the coast come in through a large open window to regulate your temperature as you sit in a bunch of hot water. I of course can't show you photos from my view since cameras are obviously not allowed in the public bath. Just imagine me naked in a bath looking out at the water. Or don't imagine that, you do you, just don't tell me, my ego is easily bruised. After cooling off from the onsen with some milk, I headed back to Fujisawa, ran into a free jazz band, and then eventually took the Enoden back out to Enoshima for some dinner. I settled on a soba place on the main stretch for Enoshima, and honestly this place slapped. They served soba noodles in a broth, pickled veggies, rice topped with boiled shirasu and veggies, and of course an Enoshima beer to wash it all down. Shirasu, or whitebait, does take some getting used to eating just because you just don't want to think about what you're actually putting in your mouth, but it's honestly good and I do recommend trying it. The hot soba was a good balance to the shirasu and I left happy and feeling very full. I then headed to a dog-friendly dessert shop and enjoyed my liquid dessert, an iced tojita latte, to round out my meal. I then made my way back to Kamakura for some beers, some random kawos on a busy night out, before making my way back to my hotel. Great day overall, and somehow I'm still 6 for 6 on 10 or more miles per day.